I beat Batman Arkham Knight on hard mode without taking any damage. Yes, it took me a ton of attempts, and I will show those attempts for this video at the end, but I was able to beat this game without taking damage, and yes, it counts if I take damage while as Batman or in the Batmobile. There is one thing that happened in this run, and we will cross that bridge when we get to it, of where my health did lower, but it was not because I was in control of the game, nor do I believe I took damage, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, like I said. Batman Arkham Knight is my favorite game of the franchise, and I've been live streaming no damage challenges for the series. I beat Asylum, City, and Origins, and now it's time for Knight. I did this challenge about a year ago, but I took a break, and I came back to it recently for the game's 10th anniversary. So because of that, I reset the death count. But I will show a compilation of every throw combined at the very end, so stay tuned for that. This game, man, it took a lot of trial and error, but I finally found a way for me to be able to beat it, and let's just jump right into it. Before we do jump right into it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I say this every video because I beg, and also YouTubers are supposed to do that kind of thing, so if you like my videos, just do it. I really appreciate it, and it's also free. Also subscribe to my second channel where I post really funny moments from my stream, like from the Arkham Knight challenge here, and other stuff as well, so I'd really appreciate that. Drop a like on this video, but let's just move on with how I beat Batman Arkham Knight without taking any damage. Okay, so let's start obviously in the beginning of the game. So in the beginning of the game, instead of progressing the story right away, I scanned the 2 Professor Pig victims on Bleak Island. You can do that, and it gets me upgrade points for a necessary upgrade I definitely need later on. Moving on after that, we go through the story and start our first combat section here. For combat sections, I do my strategy I did for the other games, which is to evade around, battering, and punch where necessary. Keeping my distance is always key in these games, and that's what I do here in Arkham Knight. Next up though is the Batmobile section. So the Batmobile sections in this game are pretty scary, but for this introduction, it's not too bad. I use a dodge thruster move on the Batmobile to dodge a vehicle's rockets and take him down easy. But moving on after that, the next part is saving Ivy. It's another combat section. You can see I do play on hard mode, so I can see counter icons. I couldn't figure out how to get a 0 upgrade New Game Plus save file on PC, so I just went with my next option, which is playing on hard mode. But I do counter, I do evade, and I do battering to play the combat section safe. Batman Arkham Knight's quickfire batterings shoot 3 batterings at once, so it's really nice. Lets you clear out the field a bit more to give you a less chance of getting hit. After saving Ivy though, it's the first tank fight. So for Batmobile tank fights, some tips on how I beat these sections, because in my opinion, they are the most difficult, is that one thing I make sure to do is to not use the Batmobile dodge thruster move so many times. You can find yourself thrusting into a laser and getting hit. It's happened to me before. If you just stand still with the Batmobile, the lasers will just aim at you in that location. You have a really good amount of time to react and slowly dodge, which is what I do. Just being calm and not panicking in these sections is key, and also just aiming for their weak spots. But yes, I beat that. I moved on to the next tank fight right after, and as you see here, like I said, just staying calm. Taking cover too is something I did, like behind walls and stuff. I wait for them to come to me because I fear like turning the corner and then them shooting me. I have that fear, so I play it patiently and beat it. Moving on though, the next real section of the game is all the way when you get the new suit, so right here. I do all these AR challenges that you unlock right after getting the suit. The reason being is that it gives you a lot of upgrade points, and what I need to upgrade is the Batmobile Dodge Thruster Boost. This gives you 2 dodge boosts instead of 1 while in tank mode. The reason I need this is for one of the run killers of this game, which is the Ace Chemicals helicopter boss fight, which we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yes, next section of the game is just that, Ace Chemicals. The beginning is quite simple. You can skip this Predator section here and go straight to finding the Ace Chemical workers, which is what I do. This first guy you find dead, it's an easy fight. You can fear multi-take down everyone in here basically. After that is a quick and easy tank fight right here, but the next section after is to go to the part where you meet the Arkham Knight. And over here, what I do is knock down everyone with the Batmobile and then run to my Batmobile, enter it, and shoot everyone down. It's the safest way to clear the room in my opinion, and then I'm able to move on. Next part is this combat section here, and this part actually introduces the assassins. These guys are actually really scary because their attacks can be unpredictable sometimes, and if you're not paying attention, they can jump from afar and hit you. So I always take it slow and take them down. Next part is the tank fight right here. So like I said previously, I take it slow, I dodge thrust when it's important to do so, but I use it sparingly and carefully. Because you can dodge thrust into a line of fire and die because these tanks try to predict your movements. But yes, I do take them all out. In these runs, I always prioritize upgrading the Batmobile first before Batman. I get all upgrades for this thing because without them, it gets difficult, whereas Batman combat sections are very doable without upgrades in my opinion. But yes, after that, There's another combat section shortly after. This one has throwable objects. I always try to get the throwable objects out of the way. Enemies with these can catch me off guard and hit me with it from afar, and it's happened before, so I make sure to get these things out of the way every fight, and after I do that, I just play it carefully and how I normally do, and I beat it. But now is the Ace Chemicals helicopter boss fight. If you watch the compilation after, I've just watched my streams, you know I have lost this fight so many times. Mainly due to the missile barrage attack, where he shoots a ton of missiles at certain locations on the arena, and there's really hard to dodge, and this is why I got the dodge thruster boost. Using this, it makes it far easier to be able to dodge the missile boosts consistently at that, and I need it for the fight. So going into the fight, he has 3 attacks: a strafing missile attack, super easy to dodge, one where he shoots homing missiles at you, also really easy, but the missile barrage is the one move that's the run killer. Very hard to dodge, and his pattern of attacks is all random, it's RNG, but I always get the upgrade to stay prepared. So in the beginning of all the fights, I have to use my missiles on the tanks here in the fight, otherwise it may be too much for me to handle. I clear them out and focus on the Ace Chemicals helicopter. Now, in this particular run where I won, I got really good RNG. He did not use a missile barrage attack, and I beat him really easily. But you'll see in the compilation of deaths that it has killed me too many times, man. But here, I did beat him, and I was able to move on. Fantastic. After that, we move on with the rest of Ace Chemicals, which is very easy. We run over these guys over here and ignore them, and then move on to the Predator room. Now, this room is really easy. At this point, I've developed strategies for most of the Predator sections since I kept playing them over and over. For this one, there's 3 areas with thugs. I go to the first one here and go into the floor grate, take this guy out right here, and then after that, I disable the turret, and then take out the second guy around the corner here. And then I move on to the next set of enemies. Over here, I position this guy right here, then toss a batarang at him to knock him down, and then I multi-fear take down these guys, and after that, I jump down and finish off the guy at batarangs. Then the last 3 on the final side, I just play it slowly and carefully. I try to separate them and then take them down right after, and I've never really lost here. And that's that for the Ace Chemicals section. Overall, one of the biggest run killers is here, the Ace Chemicals helicopter, but after upgrading the dodge thruster boost, which I only did recently on these runs, it got really consistent to beat. But yeah, that is Ace Chemicals. Moving on, the next part of the game is pretty much finishing up on Bleak Island and moving on to Miyagani. The first thing we have to do is protect Gordon since he's worthless against these 2 chasing cars in this chase sequence. In these sections, I always make sure to follow at a safe distance and dodge rockets, obviously. I never ram these vehicles because I feel like I can get hit, which I have before, and I just take my time and a really safe following distance and play it slow, and it's not too bad when you do all those things, and I'm able to beat it every time. After that, there's a tank section. I always do the fight here on this side of the road. The reason being is that I try my best to avoid uphills and like ramps when in tank fights, because there's a thing in this game sometimes where the tanks can't shoot you without you seeing a laser, and it's due to them being hidden by the higher slopes of roads, and because of that, I try my best to avoid those. On the other side of this area where I'm fighting, they kind of have higher sloped roads, which is why I fight over here. And doing that, I'm able to beat it. After that is a Predator section, which is also easy. I take down the medic first every time, followed by a fear multi-takedown of these 2 guys below. And then there's these 3 guys left. They usually have this one movement pattern where I'm able to take this guy down by the ladder, after which I probably smoke bomb the last 2 away for him to separate. Just easy stuff, take it slow, and I beat it. After that, we have the mandatory campaign for disarmament section. This part always has me kind of worried. It's a little smaller of an arena, and you're surrounded by tanks right away. It's easy to get hit here, but I always use my rockets in the beginning to get them again in the later half of this fight. And also, not depending on dodge thruster boost, like I said, is always key. You gotta be calm and slow when doing these kind of fights, man. I can't stress that enough. And I do that, and I'm able to beat it. And after that, it's time for Miyagani Island. But before I do that, I actually do some side missions to farm EXP points. I do the beginning of Mad Hatter's side mission as well as save this firefighter here, and I also grab the ice grenade from Panessa. These sections I'm very confident in not taking damage, and it grants me a lot of EXP points to make the Batmobile in particular very powerful. I do some side missions over the course of the game, primarily ones where there's no risk of taking damage. Like I do some of the firefighter ones simply because I'm very confident in not getting hit in some of them, and these points do benefit me later on in the run. But moving on is Miyagani Island, starting off with the Predator section here. Over here, I always take this guy out that's alone right here, and I follow it up by going over to the opposite side and taking this guy down right here. After which, I move on towards these two guys here, and at this point they kind of separate from each other, leaving this one guy for an easy silent takedown, followed by the drone controller right after, which alerts the last 4 dudes. I quickly go over here to fear multi-takedown these 2 guys, and then I take it slow with the last 2 to clear the room. Easy, easy. After that is the Riddler section. Not much to say here. There's a quick combat section at the front that's easy, followed by the dual play robot fight with Catwoman. In dual play sections, I actually tend to not swap between the heroes. Reason being is that I personally don't like the camera having to adjust itself after each swap. There could be a tiny window there where I don't see something and I get hit. And I like to see every enemy on my screen, so because of that, I prefer to just keep my momentum with one character, which is what I typically do, and I beat this fight no problem. After that, I scan the 2 pig victims on Miyagani Island for some free EXP points, as well as trigger Man-Bat, and then I finally progress the main story. So here, after the Miyagani Island bridge is open, I actually decide to clear out the entire island of all the tanks. The reason being is that if I don't do it here, there is the soon-to-be mission, basically the next mission, where I have to infiltrate the Arkham Knight underground tunnel on this island, which will be guarded by newly spawned tanks. But there will be even more tanks if I don't clear them out right now, right here. Creates a bigger risk of getting hit, so I take them down here when they're all just kind of chilling, which makes it way easier for me, and I'm able to progress a little bit more carefully. And moving on, the next part of the game is that aforementioned tunnel section. There's tanks here, like I said. I try to attack them from this angle to avoid as many ramps as possible, and I clear them out no problem. After which is the upcoming combat section in the underground tunnel. So this fight is not too bad, but I can easily get hit if I'm stupid. I always start this fight by jumping over the big guy and performing a beatdown on him, and then I use my takedown on one of the assassins here. After that, I always try to clear a room with the throwable objects and medics, but I try to prioritize the assassins first in this particular fight. All of these factors give me a way higher chance of losing, but doing a bunch of evades and dodges, I'm able to get past this fight. Moving on is this chase sequence here. Sometimes these guards here throw grenades at the car, which I believe rarely could be unavoidable damage. It has happened to me before, this time it did not. But then there's the chase sequence. I keep my distance and shoot missiles, and it's actually easy when doing so. I make it very safe, like I make sure to dodge rockets and never ram charge into them, and I make it extra precautious in that regard, and after that, I'm able to beat it. And after that, there's another combat tank fight. So here, I choose to run to this side for the fight. The reason being is that it makes it so there's less ramps, and it's easier for me to figure out what's going on since it's a little bit more of a smaller and tight-knit area. And doing that, I'm able to beat the fight. I don't necessarily have to do this, but it's just precaution. Next up, it's time to meet Nightwing. Now this section, I used to suck at, but I've gotten really good at it. First of all, you get the Broken Disruptor, super awesome gadget, it's really good. I clear this fight out easily with it and move on all the way to the Predator section here. And the strategy I use here is that I glide over here quickly to take out this dumb Then I go over here and perform a ledge takedown. After that, this guy here will sometimes notice the guy I took out above him, and occasionally he will not. This time he did not. So I take out the turret near him, and then I take him down right after. After which I can perform a silent takedown from above on this guy who's alone, and then take down this turret here, and wrap it all up with a fear multi-takedown on the last 2 guards. After that is the dual play combat section in Nightwing. So this fight, the main priority here is getting rid of all the throwable objects in this room, because there's a lot, and with so many people here, it's the one variable that can lose me the fight, because everyone else is just a regular thug, except the brute, which I can freeze or run away from. After getting rid of all the throwables, it's really easy. There's no assassins, no medics, no nothing. It's a big room full of normal guys to beat. Not too bad. After that, it's time for stag airships, and stag airships is a pain in the butt. Let me tell you, man, jeez. First off, I do the beginning of the Rachel Ghoul side mission for a free point, but then I move on. First off, going here, there's Predator section right before going to stag airships. Honestly, it's very, very simple. You take out this first guy here near the stairs, after which I quickly grapple over here to fear multi-take down these 2 guys, and I quickly run over right after to the drone controller dude, knockout smash him, and freeze pellet the last guy from afar and take him down. Very consistent way of clearing this area, but after that is the stag airship section, and for some reason, this place was a pain in the ass for me. The first real section is the combat fight here. It's really not that hard. It's a bunch of normal thugs with 1 enforcer. Nothing notable to say here that I haven't said, but moving on is the Predator section. This room is also not that bad. You silent take down this guy here, then you hack the drone controller guy, and then you zap the 2 dudes with the drone, take out the drone guy, and then patiently wait for a fear multi takedown on these 3 other guys here, or abuse of floor grates. Low-key, floor grates are OP in Predator sections. I feel like not a lot of people talk about that. I abuse them a lot in these runs, so abuse them if you want. They're really good. After that, the next section is the follow-up combat section here. This one introduces the electrified enemies with the medics, which honestly is a good thing, because electrified enemies give you free backlash slams with no risk of taking damage, which increases your combo score for your special combo takedowns. So yeah, this particular fight was really easy, but after that, there's this fight here. We have to glide into a room with like 3 assassins. And I fumble this area way more than I'm comfortable with. I think because the camera shift when you enter the room distracts me, and the assassins can sometimes be unpredictable in that window. And there's throwable objects here. I don't know why the layout of this room has made me lose a lot, but in this run, I did beat it. It wasn't too bad, it just gives me anxiety, honestly. But moving on is the final part of the airships, the Predator section. I don't really have a concrete strategy for this room. Truthfully, I just try to start off the room by taking this guy out on the top. However, in this run, Batman decided to take this guy out below him. Like, bro. Thankfully, since I'm so much better than you, I was able to improvise, do a fear multi takedown, and go below to the floor grates. And I pretty much camped this room in the floor grates until I finally find opportunities to beat everybody. Like I said, I don't have a real strategy for this room, and I don't like going above them because I've had it where they notice me and shoot me in this room because you're not on gargoyles, you're like on railings, right? So it sucks. I camp down here instead until I win. Boom. And after that, Stag Airships is basically done. Right here, though, you can actually get hit, like RNG-wise. Sometimes Batman will just not attack. He's like in this idle stance where you can't get out of, and they can come up to you and punch you. It's rare, but it's happened once to me. So that's crazy, but it did not happen here, so great. The next real part of the game is going on Migani Island with Poison Ivy. Oh, actually, Oracle is shown to die here. But yeah, you go on Migani Island and fight these 3 Cobra tanks. At this point, I had the CPU virus upgrade as well as the EMP and the Cobra Lure upgrade. EMP is a lifesaver. It's a big lifesaver, as you'll see, but Cobra tanks, they're not really an issue. As long as I'm not stupid, they're not an issue. I can CPU virus them, I can lure them, it's not too bad. And after clearing those, you move on with the game. And the next part of the game is going to the Wayne Tower parking garage and getting ambushed by Cobra tanks. Now, before this fight, I shoot these pillars down. That way, they cannot take cover against my shots. And in the fight, this is where EMP is kind of a lifeline. If I feel like I'm in a bad spot, I can pop the EMP to give me huge breathing room and get it right back, basically if I hit all my shots. EMP disables all these tanks in a big radius, so you'll see in this run, it's very clutch, and I am able to clear this room with it. Next fighting section is this rooftop fight. Nothing to really say here, I beat it pretty easily, especially now at this point. I have the special combo boost, so fights end quicker. But after that, it's finally time to head to Founders Island. So, Founders Island, the first combat area here is the one with the power box. You can start it with the Fear multi takedown, which is nice, and at this point, I actually tend to save the Brute for last and prioritize the assassins. I can freeze the Brute, essentially leaving him out of the fight, and at the end, just beat him down for the win. And that's what I do here. Moving on, the next part is the stealth section. So I start this area off by gliding over here and taking this guy down. Relatively safe to do so. After, I use my disruptor on the 3 guys up front, and after, I use the floor grates here to just pick people off one by one. Floor grates are OP. This area is pretty safe, and it's a waiting game once again, but I do beat it. And then I'm able to move on to the next part of the game, which is taking down the Cobra tanks on Founders. There are more here. Same bit as before, just being slow, using CPU virus, and this part isn't too bad. Not much to say here. I try to keep my missiles intact so I can use it for the anti-air turret after this section, but I try to save that during the Cobra section fight, which is probably the only notable thing to say. Right after that is another standard combat section. This one has some throwable objects I try to look out for, and the Brute I try to freeze. But overall, nothing too bad here, and we move on to the Panessa Studio sections of the game. The Panessa Studios, there's a simple combat section here, nothing to say. But right after, we get the voice synthesizer gadget, which is awesome. And after that, we get this big Predator section here. Now, usually, I have a strategy. I lure the big dude over here to kill him, and I go for a silent takedown on the guy near him. But when I go up to this railing, this dude notices me, and I extremely, luckily, avoid this guy's shotgun blast and escape. I don't know, the Arkham gods were with me and the run continued. I got saved there, I'm not gonna lie. But I take advantage and I take out the big guy with a classic disrupting a gun crate into voice synthesizer combo. And really after that, I just kind of freeball the rest of the room. Now normally, for the last 3 guys here, I have a strategy where I disable this turret, then smoke bomb the guys, disable the other turret, and then fear multi-takedown the guys for the win. However, I realize I did not have the fear multi-takedown here. I used it earlier in the Predator section. So I panic and grapple away, and I just separate them with the voice synthesizer to take them down like how the game wants you to do, and whatever. It was a very scuffed section, but I did get away with beating it. Moving on, we finally get inside Panessa Studios, and we move on with the first fight with Robin here. Not much to it. As before, I don't like to swap in dual play sections, and they do introduce riot shield guys here, which are a pain in the ass to deal with, so I avoid more, I batarang more, but overall, not too bad of a fight. The next section is the Christina Predator section. Part honestly is not too bad, especially since you can take down brutes in one go with Robin. This room was really just a matter of waiting for the right spots and saving my resources for the later half of the fight where there's 2 brutes and 2 gunmen. I save my disruptor shots here to basically make this free, so I can pretty much disable everybody. And right after, I stop Christina and move on to the next person, Johnny Charisma, which honestly there's not much to say for Johnny. I just had to disarm the bombs here, which is very easy to not miss, and there's no other risks of taking damage, so that was very simple. After that though is going to Albert King. Now, Albert King is scary, but there's 2 gadgets here that are your best friends, the Wreck Gun and the Batarang. The Wreck Gun does slow down Albert. He can be fast and catch up to you, so I try to stun him and try to increase my combo for dual play takedowns on him. With Robin, I just use his Batarang and pick my spots more carefully since he does not have the Wreck Gun. But yeah, doing that wins me this fight. It's really not as hard as some people may think, especially since outside of Albert, everybody else here is just a normal thug, right? So keep that in mind, keep your head on straight, and this fight is pretty easy. After that, we have one more combat section with Harley, and I beat that no problem, and that's the end of Panessa Studios. Honestly, Panessa Studios is not scary. Each section is really not that bad, especially since there are no Batmobile parts here, and that makes it way easier, obviously, and that's done and done for Panessa. Moving on, we progress. We go on to actually complete the Hush side mission because it's a really easy 3 EXP points. It's basically free. And after that, we progress the story. We go to Miyagani Island to fight off the seismic activity, which is the tanks here, which are attacking Poison Ivy. This part is kind of scary as the tanks can spawn from afar, but overall, with the EMP upgrade now, these fights become way less stressful. Like, even if I have 1 meter of EMP, it's still good enough, and it's really awesome and really clutch. And just like any other tank fight, I don't dodge thruster boost sporadically and play it slow, and I'm able to beat it. And after beating it, there's this Cobra tank section. And honestly, these sections are easy. As long as I don't put myself in a corner and abuse the Cobra Lure upgrade plus the CPU virus, these parts really aren't an issue at all. So I'm able to beat that, and it's finally time for the City of Fear Cloudburst section. And this is the pinnacle of don't skip a cutscene because it goes from this to then this, which is hilarious. But yes, the Cloudburst section, one of the scariest sections of the game. Easily. In fact, it could be argued as the scariest. Let's break down how I beat it. Starting off, we go to Stag airships. This part is not too bad. There's this fight here. Honestly, the only thing I have to be cautious about is mindlessly throwing a punch because the medic can electrify some enemies I'm going for, and it has happened to me before, believe me, so as long as I'm aware of that, this part's not an issue. After that, we go into the stealth section. Now, I start off by disrupting some of the people in the room, which includes the medic guy. I have the upgrade now to do that to medics, which is awesome. I then silently take down this dude, and I go straight down to the floor grates, hack this guy's drone, go back up and use it to kill people. And then I go back down and I camp the floor grates basically to take everybody else down because once again, the floor grates are OP. After that, we do some story stuff until we finally get into the Batmobile. And this is where things truly get scary. First combat scenario is going into the docks. Now here, they now introduce the mini helicopter things that shoot one missile at you. It's not really hard to kill, but it adds a new layer of difficulty. I tend to spam EMPs on them because they stress me out, and in this first fight I do just that. I do that to take him out, and I take out all the remaining tanks as well, which is no big deal. On the other side, there's the big drone tank thing now that spawns in. I don't know the name for these things, but for these guys, I go really slow. I shoot one shot and then immediately back up. I don't really know the attack patterns for these things despite playing this game for like a decade, which is hilarious. So I just shoot them and back up and beat it. But then it leads up to the follow-up section where it has you drive up this ramp inside the docks. And I hate this because the camera has to readjust and it puts you dead center in front of all these tanks there. And they all kind of aim at you. So what I do immediately is EMP when I enter that area to give myself breathing room. And I take out as many as I can. And I basically spam EMP here to make sure I don't die. Beginning here is the scariest part, but after beating them, I'm solid for the rest of that tank fight. I beat it. Next part of the game has me moving in this boring ass underground section. Nothing to speak of here, but after that, you launch into what I think is one of the most difficult tank fighting sections in the game. As soon as it starts, I drive over here. And the reason being is that it has cover, especially against the big drone thing that spawns in the fight. And the uphill ramps here are kind of scary, but they're also kind of okay since it's like this one long stretch. I just find this part in the arena the most comforting to me, and I stay here and use EMPs against the mini helicopters, shoot down the tanks, and eventually I do beat it. I save the big drone for last, so I don't need to worry about it until the end, so yes, I beat that, and we finally move on to the Cloudburst boss battle. Now the Cloudburst fight, some say it's difficult, because it can be. However, using a very cheesy strategy, there's a way to make this fight really easy. First of all, the Cobra tanks. No real strategy on taking out the Cobra tanks. You just take them out, separate them, use Cobra lures, CPU virus, take your pick. I did all those things to clear them out. Now it's finally time for the Cloudburst. The way you're supposed to take it out is by shooting the 4 exhaust ports on each side of the tank and then driving away after each of them. However, instead of driving away, you can actually just go around buildings and play Ring Around the Rosie with a Cloudburst, which confuses it, and you basically cheese it. Allow me to show the video footage. So I go to the Gotham Casino building and lure the Cloudburst over here. I shoot one side, and then basically, as you see, I just go around the building like this. If I go too much on one side, he turns around and goes that direction. But if I go back, he turns around. If I keep doing this, he's basically just lost and can't hit me. It can still be dangerous, as if I go too much in one direction, he can get ready to aim and fire. He has done that in this run, but even then, I can still go back and be safe. I basically do this for the 4 exhaust ports. It's a very cheesy strategy, but one that's way safer than simply driving away, and it works here. It makes it so I don't get hit. In doing that, the Cloudburst is now finally vulnerable to take damage. What I did first was use all my missiles on it, and then immediately drive away to cover. After doing that, I realized that I could just use the same strategy on this phase. Shoot him once, then take cover around the building, and repeat. Do that until you beat him, which I did, ended the Cloudburst section. Overall, this entire section was pretty scary, but I had plans for each step of the way, and this run, it all worked out thankfully. But if you ever want to do this challenge, you should use this cheesy strategy to make your life easier, because now we can finally move on to the end game. Next part is the Arkham Knight headquarters. Beginning of the section, honestly not much to say. You shoot all these guys here with the car, and then you basically do a big boring puzzle section where you get to the bottom, and then there's a big combat section here, but honestly it's really not that hard with the upgrades I have now, as well as the enemies here not being too difficult. However, here is where things get controversial and you make the decision for yourself. So the next part here is the Arkham Knight Driller boss fight. Boss fight itself is extremely easy. I never take damage here. But as you see here, and it's where I noticed during the run as well, I have less health. I somehow lost health, which is strange because I never did take damage. But by using detective work, I realized that when I skipped this cutscene of the Driller introduction, my health bar lowered, and what I learned is that if you play the game on 60 FPS like I did, and you skip this specific cutscene, your health lowers. And that's what happened to me here. How? I ruled that as this does not count as me taking damage for a few reasons. To say them, technically, I did not quote-unquote take damage. It's all how you define it, but I think it's very ludicrous to say I took damage here when it was something basically out of my control, nor did I have any knowledge of this. I didn't know this. Who knows this tidbit of information? Now, technically, it could be in my quote-unquote control, like I can restart the game, but that's only if I knew this would happen. Or I could just watch the cutscene, but I didn't know that. And I feel like it's very unfair to be punished for something that's so trivial and makes no difference. It's not like I was in a gameplay section taking the damage. The very specific glitch of the game, I guess. Something that's kind of out of my control. Also, it's just that, a glitch, or in the realm of glitches or things that are not really in my control. Getting hit by a guy in the combat section is in my control. That I would count, obviously. This, it just isn't really, especially since nobody knew about this. I've ruled in these runs that glitches that occur where I take damage similar to this, I would continue because it's a non-traditional or non-intended way of taking damage. It's something a bit more external, and because of that, I did continue. It is BS to some people, I get that, but I'm at the end game. I'm not about to start all over because, like, you be for real. Now, if this bothers you and you say it doesn't count, let me know what you think. Like, honestly, I am curious, but I don't count it because I think it is BS. And I didn't really take damage. I didn't take damage. My health just started out like that after the cutscene. Nothing hit me. I did not take damage to the tank. The game itself just put me at that health, if you look at it that way. So I really didn't count it for all those reasons. But if you think it invalidates the run, you do you. I don't care. I just be for real, bro. It is something to note, and it is a glitch. I know, which is crazy. I know it now. But yeah, let me know. But we move on. We beat the driller tank thing. It's honestly a very, very easy boss fight. You just sit right in front of the tunnels here, lure them to you, drive them to beat him. Super simple boss. And yeah, we beat him. Moving on now is the Arkham Knight boss fight. First off, you fight these assassins and thugs. I beat them no problem. I'm really OP at this point in the game. But now we start the Arkham Knight sniper fight. I have to be very careful here as it's really easy to get hit here. There's 4 phases where you have to get under Jason to grapple up to him while avoiding his sniper rifle. First phase is very easy. It's more like a tutorial, if you will. I got under him and completed this first part. He starts the next phase with a drone and a few armed thugs. I take out all the armed guys while continuously disabling his drone. And in this section, thankfully it's very easy since you can use the floor vents that go easily under him, which I do every time, and grapple up to him and beat that phase, which triggers the next phase, which basically has the same setup. Armed guys plus the drone. I do the same thing. I take out all the armed guys and disable the drone. But for getting to Jason here, it was a bit trickier and scarier. I had to study his sniper movement patterns before I ultimately made the choice to go in from under him through the stairs. I noticed his laser was close to me, so I quickly tried to latch onto Jason, which I did, and I did not get hit and I was successful. And finally, there's the final phase where Jason now has the drone plus 2 turrets guarding him. So there's a strategy here to easily get to Jason, and it's this ledge here. You can climb up here and kind of just cheesily walk up to Jason and grapple up to him and beat him, which is what I try to go for. I go over there and I wait a bit. I wait until his line of fire is more on the left-hand side, and I wait for the turrets to aim away from me. It's a timing thing, and it's kind of risky, but it does work consistently. Ultimately, I decide to do it. I find my window right here. I go up. I crouch to him. The far turret actually locks onto me, spotting me, but the debris in front of me protects me, and I'm able to grapple to Jason, ending the fight. It was very stressful, man. It was pretty stressful, but I do beat it, and yeah, that's the strategy for being Jason Todd. After which is an easy combat section, but my god, it was pretty intense in this Arkham Knight headquarters, but like I said, the driller tank fight thing, you tell me if you don't count it or not, but I don't count it. Whatever, dude. But now, we're in the end game, baby. So in the end game, there's this tank fight here. I beat it. I use EMPs and missiles. Yeah, I beat it. All right, I'm locked in at this point. Now we gotta take Oracle at GCPD. I actually take the long route to get there. Reason being is that the closer route has mines on the bridge, which I don't want to mess with, so I go the long route. After that, next part of the game is going to the clock tower and taking on the Predator section. Part's not hard at all. I take out the snipers on the rooftops and I hack the drone and use it. And with the combination of disruptors and other gadgets and patience, I beat this and move on to the actual end game, the GCPD assault. So GCPD assault has this huge army of tanks in front that you have to beat and the huge combat section on the rooftop right after. First off, you fight these guys inside the GCPD area where you park your Batmobile. It's very easy because you can just get in your Batmobile like I did and run them all over. No issue at all here. After that is a bit of navigating until you fight these guys down below, which are no issue at all. But then we get to the GCPD tank fight. Now, you might be thinking, man, this fight is really hard. He must have been stressing. Let me put you on some game. As soon as the door opens, I EMP, because there's a mini copter that could screw you over, and then immediately go to this wooden entrance next to the door you come out of, which leads you behind GCPD, where you can just take cover and wait while all the tanks kind of come at you one at a time. I did this, and basically I cheesed it. I slowly took them all down 1 to 2 to a few at a time, until there was all but a few left on the outside. I never gave in to the temptation of going for the hacked Oracle drones unless I was sure I could hit one, and I always backed up as much as I could to keep myself at a safe distance from these tanks. A really cheesy strategy, but this one works. I think I heard that this was mentioned like in the strategy guide or something. I could be wrong though. That is really funny if it was. Towards the end, you have to take out 2 of the Omega drone things. I took them out super slow, like I shot 1 at a time and backing up. I'm talking like 5 minutes or so of this. That's what I did for them, and I beat them, and I beat the tank fight, and I won. Jeez, man, what could have been a run killer is actually really easy to beat with this corny strategy. So I recommend doing this if you're trying to go for a no damage, but it's obviously not over yet. We still have this big combat section atop the GCPD area. Okay, so the beginning fight, not so bad. I start off with a fear multi takedown, and I really am careful in spamming evades and batterings to win this fight. There's not much to say here, really. I tend not to use environmental takedowns because sometimes the time it takes to set one up is scary, and I feel like I can get hit in that window. So I rather use batterings and evades and freeze grenades instead. This first fight was successful. I beat it. The next fight has 2 brutes, 3 medics, assassins, and regular guys with like riot shields and stuff. A lot of complicated enemies thrown into the mix. I prioritized here taking out the medics. Each medic can revive like 2 people, I think, making this fight last way longer than it needs to be, so I did my best to stop them. They did successfully revive a few people, but that was really hard to avoid. But I did take those people down. I spammed so many evades. Like, I try to make sure I saw everyone in the area on my camera, and I picked my spots very carefully to strike. I was also able to use an environment takedown on a brute, which really helped. I was able to take down the assassins. I whittled down the group little by little until ultimately I beat it. I beat the final fight of the run, which let me win, right? It let me win? No, that was not the final fight. There's a couple more sections to beat. Those couple sections are in the final mission, turning yourself into Scarecrow. There's one fight with the Joker army in your mind. This fight is kind of scary because the Joker people hit you fast, but all you really have to do is counter. I countered the entire time, build my special takedown, because in order to get past this part, you have to do like 8 special takedowns. So I did that to beat this part, and I was successful in that. And the final part of the game where you can take damage is in the Joker Mobile section here. Play as Joker in the Joker Mobile, shooting all these guys. And they have rocket launchers and grenades that can damage you. They hit me, the car takes damage, which I count, and the run's over. So I know that I can shoot the grenades on the ground when they're thrown, which blows them up, which makes it easier for me. And the rockets have lines of fire I can see before they're fired, so I can react. So here, I just go balls to the walls, non-stop shooting everyone with my Gatling gun, shoot the grenades on the ground, and just kill everything around me until eventually I beat it. What happened? Did I do it? What is this? Did I win? Am I good? It's glitched? We end with a glitch? Oh, you press L1. Oh. Yes. At this point, everything else I cannot take damage on. I beat Arkham Knight without taking any damage. Honestly, very hard no damage run. But it wasn't the hardest for me. Batman Arkham Origins was actually the most difficult. But this one felt so much more satisfying to beat. The layer of the Batmobile adds a very unique challenge. One that I was able to overcome, but it was hard in doing it. But I'm happy I was, and with that, I have now beaten Asylum, City, Origins, and Night without taking damage, man. Yes! It was really cool to do. I may go back to do this on New Game Plus one day, but for now, I'm taking my win where I see fit. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if it helps you in your run. But with this run came many deaths, so enjoy the death compilation right here, right now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, stay safe, leave a like, and peace. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Dude, no way, bro. Oh my gosh. That's what I'm so worried about. All right, we were starting from the very beginning. That's so difficult. How do you stop that? Battering, free battering. No, I thought he was gone. Oh, that's so sad. I didn't see him, man. No. Oh, I thought I took this guy out. Oh my god. No way, bro. My gosh. I got too antsy. I got too antsy. Ah. Oh my gosh. I got too antsy. That was a big L. That was a big L.
So, you still not lost your touch? Good. It's gonna make this so much
Man,
more
bro. Oh my gosh. This is so just... I don't know how to, like, fight this guy, man. Whatever, we'll go back. We'll do the animated Susu this time.
Enjoy it.
Alright, there you go.
More in store for you than hitting
One of the
things.
scariest parts of combat situations. I thought I died there. Dude, what? All right, we're done. We're done. I cannot believe, like, oh my god. God. I'm not a nerd. Me a nerd? Come on, bro. Like, come on. I want to kill myself. I'm dead. What the fuck am I doing, dude? Dude, I'm so good. That was actually, like, stupid. What the fuck, bro? I didn't even mean to do that, man. Oh my god, what? Dude, I didn't even mean to do that. Oh my gosh. Bro, what the frag, man? Oh, why am I just so terrible today? I cannot believe that. Oh my gosh. All right. Should we just do one last run? Why is this so weird? I couldn't even get out of the way. It slow-moed me. What if I restart? Am I at the very beginning? I couldn't. What? I've never seen that. This game's trolling me. This game's trolling me. Bro, I'm selling! Okay, we're done. This is crazy. Why am I so stupid? This is like, I have to take a break. This is like, I'm actually just trolling. Like, I don't want to play. Like, I hate my life. Oh my god. Why are you doing this one? I'm so locked. That's a move I'm worried about, man. I don't know, man. What am I doing, bro? I couldn't see anything. Oh my god, that is... Alright, we're resetting back, I guess. That is crazy, dude. I couldn't see what was going on. I literally couldn't see what was going on. Dude, what the fuck?
That's just the first of
Oh my gosh, man. That one actually pissed me off, bro. Oh my god. I'm about to start raging for real, man. I don't know what happened there, dude. Oh my gosh.
Alfred. I saw, Sam. Initial scans indicate that the craft is unmanned and being controlled remotely.
I'm dead.
Weapons lock deactivated.
Come on then, hero! Let's see if you can keep up.
That's what I'm worried about, man. I should have went left. Fuck, dude. Oh my gosh. Noon improved, yeah? Noon improved, new weed. Oh my gosh, man.
You're ours, Batman!
Why, dude?
Keep up with me!
The fast missiles.
So, you still not lost your touch? Good. It's gonna make this so much more interesting.
Oh my gosh, that was not prepared, dude. Oh my fucking gosh, man. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dude. Now I'm mad. Now I'm... Oh my gosh, man. God darn it. Oh, dude. What?
I wish I could be in there, but then, you just hold back.
You're gonna start shooting missiles again? What the fuck is that, bro? He doesn't do that like all the time, man. What the fuck?
Gonna rip you apart.
Stay with me, Batman.
I saw it. What the fuck?
I want that car wrecked. Batman's taking out a drone.
So cinematic. Like I really genuinely appreciate you. You're too kind. You don't have to do any of that ever. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done.
Alfred. I saw, Sam. Initial scans indicate that the craft is unmanned and being controlled remotely. Weapons lock deactivated.
Come on then, hero! Let's see if you can keep up with me.
What am I doing?
Is under attack. I want everyone off the streets and back to GCPD. We're not equipped to deal with what's out there. Thank God there's someone who is.
All right, we're done. That was another missile that it was glitched. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. How many guys are in here? No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I couldn't move Batman. I couldn't move Batman. I literally, you guys saw Batman like, what the hell, dude? I could not move Batman. I was doing my best to get out of the way. It was not giving me any control of Batman. I was jumping, I was throwing batterings. That is actually bullshit. That is actually bullshit. What? Dude, why is it glitching? No way, bro. What the fuck? Why can I not move right there, dude? That's so stupid. Literally can't move right there, bro. I think I'm just gonna. What is this? Why does this happen to me? This is not a good day to stream. I was thinking about. Oh my god, man.
Please, Batman, you've got to stop him.
Don't worry, Jim. He's mine.
I'm just tripping today, bro. Oh my gosh, man. I'm sorry, guys. This is just a bad day for me. What am I doing, dude? Ah.
Keep up with me.
And I didn't. How did I get hit there? I thought I was out of the thing, dude. Uh oh, I'm dead. What the fuck am I doing? 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 What the? Dude, no way I sold that. There's no way I sold that. There's no way I suck at this game. That always happens. That's crazy. I cannot believe that. I missed that, dude. I cannot believe I didn't see that guy. There's just zero chance. This time. Playing the Switch Pro? No, I will not play the Switch Pro. My controller died.
Would make better soldiers than you. Nothing we can do for him. We spread out. All these years and you still
No! 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 What? 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 No! 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 No way! No way! No shot! No! 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 What? What? I didn't think he would see me. What? No way. I'm dead.
you feel that one? That's just a you can keep up with me.
No, God, God, please, God, please, God, please, God, please. I fucking suck at this game. I suck balls. I suck balls. I suck ass at this game, dude. No, 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 no. What, dude? Why is it just this move in particular? That move. Blade dodge? Blade dodge? When do you do blade dodge? Now? Now you do blade dodge?
Nice shooting! I wish I could be in there, but then, you know, you just hold back.
Dude, what the fuck? Oh my gosh. No way, bro. Come on, man. That move is so hard to dodge. I didn't get that one? God damn it, dude. That is why, bro. No, no. Dude, that is such BS, man. No way he hit me.
Drone feed offline.
Ah.
Cut him up.
Okay, let me lock in here. Oh! There's zero chance. No way. I died right there. There's zero chance. I choked. No, I swear to God, I'm not trying to throw. I swear on my life, I'm not trying to throw. No way I got hit there. There's a zero chance. I'm not locked in. No way. I hate my life.
So, you still not lost your touch? Good. It's gonna make this so much more interesting. Nice shooting! I wish I could be in there, but then, you know, you just hold back. Your touch! Good. It's gonna make this so much more interesting. Nice shooting! I wish I could be in there, but then, you know,
Well, what the? How the fuck do I dodge that, bro? How do you dodge that attack? No. Okay, I want to see this.
feel that one?
Man,
That's just the first of many.
you can't dodge from here.
Get out of Rattler.
No! Kind of close. Hi guys, name's Batman. I like kicking ass and taking names.
I'll make this quick, I promise.
That the craft is unmanned and being controlled remotely. Weapons lock deactivated.
Come on then, hero! Let's see if you can keep up with me.
No. Ah, man. That is so hard to dodge, bro.
Lost the Rattler. EMP!
No. I zoomed in by accident. No. No, 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 I zoomed in by accident. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no. All we gotta do is take it slow, one at a time. One at a time, man. One at a time. What? Bro, no! What the f- What happened there? I countered and then it just stopped mid-counter. Am I... Alright, you guys ready? Disruptor? No, there's no more point for Disruptor. Alright, you guys ready?
Ready, Batman?
Okay.
I'll be out there fighting alongside you.
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
let's finish this.
Wait. No, 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 no. My controller... No fucking way. Holy fucking shit. No way. No way. There's no way. Like... My... No, 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 no. No, 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 no. My thing wasn't moving. I swear on my life. Is here.
So, you still not lost your touch? Good. It's gonna make this so much more interesting.
No! Why did I take damage? Oh my god. Wait, I'm so confused. I thought I dodged that.
Just hold back.
This is so annoying, man. I can't believe I just took damage there. And I'm saving my EMP bass.
Diamondbacks hit.
No, no. What even hit me there? What even hit me there? No, I hate it all. What hit me? What hit me there? Was it this thing?
Alfred.
I saw, Sam. Initial scans indicate that the craft is
What?
unmanned and being controlled remotely.
Weapons lock
I'm
deactivated.
dead, aren't I? What was that? Oh my gosh. Are you... Why was that car still alive, dude? I think what I'm gonna do... Is there a gun rack some... Oh my... Dude, how do I dodge that, bro? Literally, how do I dodge that? That's fucking crazy.
You just hold back. Come on then, hero. Let's see if you can keep up with me.
Oh my god, stop shooting that.
So, you still
Left.
not lost your touch?
What the fuck? Dude, okay.
Good. It's gonna make this so much more interesting. You feel that one?
Deactivated.
Come on then, hero. Let's see if you can keep up with me. So, you still not lost your touch?
Missiles.
It's gonna make this so much more interesting.
What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Oh my good dude. I swear to God, I don't know how to dodge this thing, bro. Like, I don't know what the game wants me to do.
You feel that one? That's just the first.
I'm gonna smoke bomb here. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. No, no way. No shot. He saw me right there. What?
I'm pretty far from okay, man.
I can do this. I can do this in time. So easy, like, so easy, bro.
That's the thugs dealt with.
There's just no fucking way. Does the EMP work on the Cobra tanks, or no? The EMPs do work on Cobra tanks, right? Or no, did they not?
Tanks and then take out the missile launcher.
No. Oh no. No way. Oh my god.
Let's see if you can keep up with me. So, you still not lost your touch? Good. It's gonna make this so much more interesting. You feel that one? That's the first time.
Now in more rivals they're coming out with where you can carry a thing if you're playing as Human Torch and like he'll drop down and like bobber or like smash people.
Mobile spotted. Kingston. Nice shooting. I wish I could be in there, but then, you know, you just hold back.
No, bro, no! He does it 3 times? No! Oh my gosh, bro.
Alfred.
I saw, Sam. Initial scans indicate that the craft is unmanned and being controlled remotely.
Weapon is lock deactivated.
Let me see something.
Let's see if you can keep up with me.
Biggest threat right now are those two, obviously.
I'm gonna check on this guy. I know it. Nothing we can do here.
No. It's incorrect to do that. It's better to do this. Alright, well. Yeah, maybe Superman's too. I actually like that costume's nice. But right now I'm wearing Robert Pattinson.
No match for you.
I actually don't know what's going on. Bitch! Bitch! What the fuck? Why do I suck on this part? Final days, I think it was on like a big sale too, so.
Bastards are trying to run me off the road.
That was a close rocket.
That's it. That's the last of them. We're clear.
It's too dangerous, Jim. Get in the Batmobile. I'll take us to the clock tower.
We're not equipped to deal with what's
I hired this guy that, you know, draws them.
someone who is.
Got play calm, cool, collected, you know.
Hard, Sergeant.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
He got a drone. No!
After saying playing it calm, cool, and collected, I'm dead.
Starting to see it. Good. It's gonna make this so much more interesting. Nice shooting. I wish I could be in there, but then, you know, you just hold back.
even if I can do more, it's more important to not die. So. Oh my gosh. Ah! I threw that. I threw it.
Rattler's been hit.
Well, that's saying another donation. It's not. I'm not stressing. Value. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Triple kill. Get the camera.
Alfred.
I saw, Sam. Initial scans indicate that the craft is unmanned and being controlled remotely.
Weapons lock deactivated.
Fucking stupid, bro. I hate this. What even hit me there?
Keep up with me.
Nobody to drive.